Hey guys, I'm John Lorenz Chiong. I'm a Filipino American actor.
What I want to talk to you about is like, your TikTok, your Instagram, your YouTube and stuff like that. What do you think works the best? I know you said that you repost stuff, to get the numbers up and all that.
I've been like completely complacent and lazy nowadays. Before, like I used to get thousands. Like recently, I'm starting to give back traffic on Instagram for like 2,000, 3,000 views. Kind of okay for me because sometimes those 3,000 or 4,000 will somehow skyrocket to like 100,000. I think what works for you is you just gotta find like the right time. Like I researched online, like what's the best time to post. They say that the best time is always 9 a.m., 6 a.m. You gotta have your content like captivating. So mine's kind of captivating because they have to read on it, but sometimes it doesn't do well. So mine's like double-edged sword. But when I posted in the Philippines way back, it's still rising up. Last month was 60,000 views. Now it's 70. Find the right timing that fits well for you. Find the right niche like that you want to do, you personally want to do, because you don't want to make content that you don't want to do.
Okay, I see you're the one that I can actually explain this on the podcast. Up 100 views here, some views here.
Right.
But back in January, just as a comment on some risque, let's say risque video
Right.
overseas, I put a comment that I did, I'm turning this one into a web series, Live and Die, and there'll be sections. Here's Live and Die 2 for 5 months, maybe 500 views. In August, it went through the roof. It is now 15,000. But here's the crazy thing is part one has 10 views. That's the other question I wanted to ask you. Is there like kind of like runoffs? Like if you have one here, do you really think that you like get some of that to kind of shave off? And two, back to this weird stuff. I can't even get to that video I posted. I mean, this is like government stuff. It says I can't look at the video. The US don't allow me to see the video.
That's
In
weird.
January, I posted a comment on it. And now I can't even see it. We're being censored and not even know it, man. I'm just telling you, this is pretty weird
Dude.
because I can't get to none of the videos I put the comments on. When you go to the YouTube, it says that you're not allowed to see those. Well, 5 months ago, I put a comment on them. It's like weird. So I can't even take my comment off if I wanted to, which I don't because it's jacking up that today it's 15,000 views.
I mean, so it does that sometimes. Some of my videos I actually keep it there because sometimes if it's like someday it might gain traction. Sometimes TikTok does that, Instagram does that. They have like kind of similar algorithms. It's just that they change it. They change their algorithms so that one app you'll benefit from it on views, then the other app you're gonna not benefit. They take turns.
Do you think comments are more important? Because I talked to some people that said that, look, I ain't even got no videos. And my account is like got like 200,000,
Right.
subscribers, and I have no videos because basically I comment on other people's stuff.
Comment plays a big role, especially if people comment on your content. Is what I noticed is that on some of my the videos that do well for me, it's not mostly just the likes. Sometimes if I have like 20, 30 likes and no comments, that video's not gonna take off. But if I have like comments, like 30 likes and they have like at least 10 comments, that's how you know that it's gonna definitely take off.
More controversy stuff too to actually get them to comment, right?
Right.
Because you're trying to like entice the conversation to get.
Folk era, everyone loves to be keyboard warriors.
Man, I'm not putting you down, dude. I'm just saying that, I'm trying to figure out me, I make the movies. Whatever I want to do, I do. But the
Right.
marketing is always, I don't want to do the bait and switch. That kind of pisses me off too when I sit there and be like, oh man, I see these two people together and I watch it and there's nothing in the video about it. You know?
Right.
I watched one about the shorts, and they said that you really need like a high 80% to be watched for the algorithm to actually start putting it out everywhere. If they're only watching a couple seconds, even if you got a lot of views, it doesn't add to much.
That's why some of my content are like short, because the shorter the better. But if you're gonna do skits like movies, I highly recommend like whatever length. Just make it eye catching and stuff like that. What I use is mostly for Instagram and for Facebook. I use Facebook Business Suite. Like what time you posted this video, how many views it got, when you can start, like you should start posting stuff.
You really think it helps? Because I mean, it's still not going to change somebody's opinion about watching it.
It's not, but it's gonna let you know like what time people are mostly active, like people who've seen your content.
So you're going to throw it out here, and there's 50,000 people watching that are online on this here. there's 5,000, so you got a better chance of getting some meat, you know.
Right. If your content's like viral at this time and a lot of people are awake during that time or less busy at that time, most likely the algorithm's gonna throw it back at them. Like, hey, this guy made another video. If you like it, we'll keep pushing you more.
Because I tried to follow that on the TikTok because like Peachy found out and said, hey, they say, between 1 and 3 a.m. or this and that. And I actually tried to follow it to the letter, and there was nothing.
For how long?
Oh, for like a week.
Week. So you're supposed to do like, because each day is different. That's why.
That's true, but you got to remember people only have so much content. Now, don't get me wrong, since they made it longer, like I can put my longer stuff on TikTok now since
Right.
but back then when I was doing it, you
Mhm.
only had the 5 minutes. So I was limited about my material. So I could only like put like trailers or this and that and just like post them like four at a
Right.
time.
You should start adding like a subtitles to your videos because sometimes people I know English, but I pay attention better if there's like subtitles. It's hard. It's hard though. They have like a lot of like tools like you can use CapCut that can add subtitles automatically and you can just edit it if it's wrong.
I remember I did 4 projects. Yours
Right.
is one, and then there was 3 other ones. But I actually did music that I think is okay because yours has been done. It's just been sitting. You
Right.
can't put it out until you completely done this, put some kind of music on it. But the movie itself has been done for a while.
Yeah, I think the music like sets the atmosphere, like makes it better.
But
Like
it
if it
can also hurt it. It's a give and take type of thing. But my biggest critic is Peachy, who doesn't like anything I do. No, what this was her response to that movie is, what the fuck? Because she was getting ready for a concert and she figured she watched a little bit of it and she couldn't stop watching it. That one was really good. I had to watch the whole thing. So that's like the best review ever from somebody that always gives me the thumb,
you're big,
gives me a list of you should have done this or should have done that. But you can't please everybody. And on the opposite side, it was a big argument between me and the composer. Because it didn't promote his music that he worked on for months. Because Blacklist was actually done. Well, see, here's the thing. There's a fine line between saying it's done, just like yours. Blacklist was done like in January, but the guy worked on the music for what, 6 months. But by the time I got the music, I started cutting it down. So it became also another different version. Holding on to it makes you look at it again and saying, what can I tighten up? What can I make better? I mean, I debated a long time for that one. I don't know if you remember, we put a camera inside the drawer
oh yeah, that
for the
one.
point of view. But the problem was every time you opened up the thing, the camera would go down, so it's only getting half of your face.
Mhm.
Even though it's a cool shot,
It would have been a cool perspective. We should have used
yeah,
tape.
either way, I still think the movie turned out pretty good.
Like that Christmas movie.
Well, the Christmas movie actually, I was thinking, man, I can't stop thinking about that Christmas movie. Dude. I really think we still got a shot at doing it. It's just, I would probably have to do like a GoFundMe,
Right.
to do it. But see, I'm different than the other filmmakers is I went to a couple investors and I was like, look, I want the seed money, which means that if we do a GoFundMe, it might not cost you nothing. But if I go to do the GoFundMe and only get half, I still want to keep on going. So I
Right.
want seed money. Put up the seed money, might not cost you nothing. You get producer credit, and you might even make something out of it because we'll do the GoFundMe. But if not, we're still going to use your money and we're going to go.
That's actually perfect. Like having a plan A, plan B.
Right, but they no takers. And I even gave them different things because I found a distributor that they actually pay on views. So basically I was like, look, for 8 grand we could do the movie and we still got time to do it, 10 cents on the dollar. All we need is 80,000 views and you have your money back.
Right.
I tried to give them everything under the sun, but there was no takers. I know it would be a big project. But it is the perfect time to jump right into it. And a lot of the people that we did in the 4 movies here, would fill the parts. Remember, I had you for the quirky friend of
Right.
which would probably be Vincent or somebody else. Amani would fit good for the niece. Actually, the people that she worked with for the other movie, one of the other movies, because she
Mhm.
was in, would be good for her parents because they played her parents in that one. And I was trying to do the actors' demos to try to actually stay in the house.
I had somebody that wanted to make a reel, like a demo reel, because I was spreading the word, right? They got busy or something like that.
What I've tried to tell people is, yeah, you could take your scenes from the movie that you did with me, but when you're doing scenes with Amani or whoever, I got to do the scene where it cuts away from you. So you really don't have enough time and enough meat on the performance to show that you can carry a scene, that you can carry emotion. So with the demos, basically I put you in different situations to where you're playing a card game, you think you're going to win, and then you lose. So you got to change that emotion. You definitely do a horror one because 90% of the movies that are made are horror movies. So you got to
Right.
act scared and stuff like that. But and it's all on you. And it doesn't cut away. It might cut to different angles because I got more than one camera, but the whole focus is you playing a character. And you could still put in the other projects that you did, but the problem is, like I said, with them, you're only limited to what they allow you to have or what didn't hit the cutting room floor. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But like I said, that's it's a one-on-one thing too, which is always better.
So what kind of demo reels like would you recommend? Like what kind of like genre? Like what kind of action? Like are they like yelling, screaming, dramatic, funny?
Well, I focus on four. Like I said, the card game is really gives you the anger to where you're really happy and then you get mad that you lost and however you want to play it. We have a Christmas one to where you can play it two different ways. You can give them the jolly good, or you can pull down, which one lady did. She pulled down a stocking because it was a name on there that she lost. So she had the heartbroken, emotional, almost like a monologue of a loss. This other one took the loss and she did it to where she was in the wheelchair, which turned out great. And I put her in like a hospital setting to where she was trying to call her mom. She gets an answer machine and she's like stuck with nobody there. So she's like really emotional. And then naturally, we also have to have the horror one to where you hear a noise. And I already, like I said, I got the blueprints of me breaking into my own house,
Right.
you know, but it's like the fear of trying to find your phone and all that because you got to actually show that you can play scared, whether you're tough or not, if you want to be in a horror movie. And the other one that I did with one lady, because it's something I think everybody can relate to, we did actually like a factory one to where she had a hairnet on and she's like, I got to work overtime. I'm about to leave. That one is mainly for so everybody can relate to it. Everybody feels we work too long. So when the casting director is watching, it's like, oh shit, yeah, I know that, because everything's about if you can relate to somebody, they're going to want you around. I misjudge some people sometimes too on movies to where, yeah, this one guy, I thought he was just like really stuck up, but he was nothing like that. Him and I had to do like one-on-one stuff. And yeah, you get first impressions of everybody. Sometimes they're wrong. Everybody that you audition or film with wants you to be great. You might not realize it, but you being great makes the project look good. You
Right.
being good at the audition means that we don't have to look for nobody else. So
That's true. That's true.
all the actors think, oh man, they're going to hate me. No, everybody is rooting for you. That's the one time everybody's rooting for it. Now, the other actors that you're competing against aren't. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's always like you're fucking like mess up or something.
Right. But the director, casting director, all the production people, they're always rooting for you. They always are. You find the right people, then you don't have to keep looking. Right before you're shooting, sometimes you got to recast and this and that. She showed up. The other cast knew each other. She walked in the door like she was family. And I was like, I ain't even got to audition her, because she had that mindset that, hey, we're all together. Yeah. So yours, at least I had Adam there, but I needed him for that whole bottle. We were all pretty pressured at that. That was a one shot deal. It was beautiful, dude. It was really beautiful.
It was like the only bottle you had to.
Yeah.
It was scary.
So we had one shot to get it right. And I know the person that was more scared than anybody was Amani.
Funny because she was holding on to it. What if it slips off her hand?
Yeah, she was so nervous to grab that bottle. She was like, "You sure we're gonna do it this time?" Even Adam's like, "You sure you don't want to rehearse one more time with a plastic bottle?" But it looked beautiful. The problem is, stuff like that. It's like literally 2 seconds, and you think it doesn't matter, but it really does. It was a beautiful shot. But for the most part, like I said, it's a nice little short.
That's my first time actually playing an angry actor performance, like an angry character. Nowadays, I don't have anything extra in my life. Work out, try to make content. Sometimes I force it, which is not fun, but just try to make like at least 1 or 2 videos a day.
Do you hold them until you release a lot of them at one time? Is that
No, so I hold them until like I got like enough and hold off up to 30 videos so that next week, or let's say next week, I can consecutively post 2 videos per day and I can keep replenishing that video. You'll find out if the algorithm has changed and if your videos are doing well in the morning or in the afternoon. So you should post at least 2 to 3 times a day.
But I appreciate your time, man. And
Yeah.
like I said, I'll get with you when the movie's done. Okay, man. Have a good one.
All right. You as well, brother.